Apple's April event is finally over, and to be honest, it's a mixed bag for me because there are some great products, but there's also one very disappointing product that we'll delve into. So without further ado, let's just tuck in. Right, so let's begin with services because Apple's gonna keep shoving new services down our throats, and they have a few more today because we have some new features for Apple Card and a subscription service for podcasts, which honestly, I don't think anyone cares about. And so let's move on to something that no one mentioned, and that is we have a Thanos colored iPhone 12. This color looks pretty hot. It's available to pre-order on Friday, and yeah, it's essentially the iPhone 12 we all know and love, but in a new spicy purple. So let's now move on to the Apple TV. So unlike the rumors, there really is no gaming focus with the Apple TV. We did not get any gaming controller like some rumors had suggested. Instead, Apple gave us a redesigned Siri remote, which is much nicer to use. I'm very happy Apple has finally addressed that. And also, this is pretty cool, but you can color balance the TV that you're using the Apple TV with using your iPhone. That's actually pretty insane. And also there is support for 4K high frame rate HDR video, a much faster A12 chip, and Wi-Fi 6. So pretty decent improvements. The price is practically the same at $179 and unfortunately starts with 32 gigs. I thought it'd get the jump to 64 gigs as standard now, but for some reason, Apple's keeping the 32 gig base option in 2021. And now we come to the big three releases, and that begins with AirTags. Yes, Apple has finally released AirTags after years and years of leaking and evidence of them. We finally have the real deal, and surprisingly, they are pretty decent. So first of all, the price, $29. That's actually pretty reasonable for an Apple product, and it's going to be $99, I believe, for a 4-pack. I actually would consider buying them because they're so cheap. And yeah, essentially all the leaks were right. It's an item tracker with U1 tech, so it gives you a precise location of the lost item using iPhones with U1 tech in the near vicinity. You can also personalize AirTags if you want, so much like AirPods, you can engrave them, and Apple's released a bunch of new accessories for them, though do note, some of them are just plain stupid. Like this one costs $500. A $500 accessory to a $30 product. How does that make any sense? Right, let's now move on to the part of the event that just ruined everything for me, and what has left me a little disappointed, well actually not even a little, I am very disappointed, and that is the new iMac. It looks absolutely hideous. I'm sorry, I just hate the new design. It looks pretty ugly. Now yes, I'm happy that Apple's given us the M1 chip, and apparently they've improved the speakers, the mic quality, the FaceTime cameras. They're all welcome, but it's in this shell that is hideous, and that's the issue for me because this was our expectation and this is what we got. So you can see, I am not happy with the thick bezels. I am not happy with the lack of an Apple logo on the front because why keep the chin if you're removing the logo? It's just stupid. What was going on? And also, white bezels. Why? Now, along with the iMac, the Magic Keyboard was also updated. It has Touch ID now, and a slightly more rounded design, but still no backlight option, which is really odd. And also, we have new Magic Mice and a Magic Trackpad, which come in the colors of the iMac. In terms of the price, it's around $1,300, and this is for the 7-core GPU version, so much like the MacBook Air, you have to put up with one less GPU, and actually, the base model skims out on quite a lot because it has no Touch ID on the Magic Keyboard, it has no 10 gig Ethernet option, and it has less ports, but I guess Apple had to make those sacrifices to keep the price pretty low. Anyways, in terms of other details regarding the M1 iMac, it's going to be ridiculously thin, but the power supply is now not inside the casing, which I guess is not a bad thing since this is a machine that stays on your desk 24/7. But also, the iMac gets color matched braided cables that sort of have MagSafe built in because it magnetically connects to the iMac, and so yes, that is pretty cool. But overall, I am just very disappointed with the iMac. I think Apple just screwed up the design, and all they had to do was give us an iPad Pro on a stand, and yet they couldn't do that, which still kind of baffles me. But anyways, enough of the rant on the iMac. Let's now move on to the iPad Pro. So yes, the iPad a lot of you guys have been waiting for is finally official, and there are actually a few surprises. So first of all, no A14X, instead we got the M1 in the iPad, which I do think hints at the possibility of Pro apps coming to the iPad in the near future. Now things get even better because we have up to 16 gigs of RAM on an iPad. That's absolutely ridiculous. And also we have up to 2 terabytes of storage. We also have support for external controllers, Thunderbolt on the iPad. That's absolutely insane. And also we have the liquid retina XDR display, essentially mini LED that I've been going on about forever now. And yeah, this basically brings over the abilities of the Pro Display XDR to the iPad Pro. And Apple gives us a bunch of insane numbers, and so I'm looking forward to seeing how great this mini LED panel is on the 12.9-inch iPad Pro. Because yes, as I've been saying time and time again, the 11-inch is sticking with LCD, only the bigger iPad gets the mini LED upgrade. Oh, and by the way, I had to mention this, but 1600 nits on that liquid retina XDR display, that's bonkers. And so yes, I am leaning towards trying out the 12.9-inch size for that display, but then they announced the prices because yes, as we expected, the 12.9-inch iPad Pro is slightly more expensive at $1,100 now. So yeah, there is a price to pay and a premium to pay for the mini LED panel, whereas the 11-inch is sticking to $799. A few other details to note: Apple's upgraded the front-facing camera. At last, they give us a 12-megapixel ultra-wide on the front, which has this feature called Central Stage, which lets AI keep you in shot at all times. So no longer will we have issues with the front-facing camera on the iPads. All us Zoomers and Skypers can rejoice. Now, weirdly enough, we did not see a new Apple Pencil, which I'm kind of glad about, to be honest, because I absolutely hated the glossy finish in the leaked images we got, and so I'm glad Apple's sticking to Apple Pencil 2 with the beautiful matte finish. And I guess it's nice that Apple is giving us the ability to, of course, use existing accessories with this new iPad Pro. As for the Magic Keyboard, the only upgrade we saw was a new white finish, which will get immediately very, very dirty, but either way, it looks absolutely amazing. And really, I'm chuffed with the upgrades we've seen with the iPad Pro. My only issue is that we haven't seen any Pro apps for the iPad, and it kind of feels a little redundant that we have all this power under the hood and we have no software to utilize it. And so I'm really hoping that at Dub this year, Apple announces Xcode, Final Cut and Logic Pro for the iPad, since of course now it has the M1 and it has enough RAM, and so really there's not an excuse not to have it anymore. Anyways, let me know what you guys think of the event, and on that note, thank you for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe for the latest Apple news and rumors, and on that note, I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya, peeps.